Welcome to Smashing Heads Podcast. This is going to be episode 7.5.
And you guys know what this music means.
This music means that it's boys' night.
That's right.
It's Hannah's not here. It's just me and Jake.
Doesn't it make you want to growl?
Not really, but I do like that song, and so we use that song specifically whenever it's just me and Jake.
So when I'm not here, are you gonna use a real pretty song for you and Hannah?
We haven't come to that. We haven't had that issue yet. So maybe we'll see. This is only the second time we've done it this way because last time Hannah had to work. This time she's not feeling well. She's coughing a lot. She was afraid she'd be a distraction for this interview, and so she just set this one out. She wishes she could have been here, and she will be back tomorrow night for our normal weekly show. If you are a new listener, my name is Zach. It's my best friend Jake.
How's everybody doing tonight?
Usually we're joined by my wife Hannah. We do weekly recaps of the challenge the night that the new episodes premiere, and we started sprinkling in these interviews as they happen. However, this one was a very last minute it came together really quickly. And we had Shane planned for this next week, and we are interviewing him on Thursday. It should be up sometime this next weekend, probably Saturday. This one, it worked out so quickly, and it just seemed right to jump on it. Got Killa Kam.
We shot our shot, and it happened.
She agreed to come on.
She agreed to come on.
She was awesome. Again, we're going to sound like a broken record. She was super great to talk to, very kind of insightful on what her strategy is going into these games. And again, she doesn't do podcasts. She told us that before we started recording. And so we're very grateful that she came on.
Extremely grateful.
Yeah, she was really cool. We talked about a lot of things, just challenge related, life related, and
I said a few weeks ago that she is in my top 5. So
yeah.
If you had been wondering, playing around with that idea,
sucking up to her.
No.
Yeah.
First off, that I'm not. I said this a few weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
But if you were kind of toying around with that idea in your head, maybe I feel like this interview will.
It definitely gives her mindset. We understand where she's coming from, and again, I'm not 100% sure I'm there, but she's definitely.
Well, there's something wrong with you.
She's knocking on the door of it. It's just, again, she says in the interview she doesn't feel like she's a vet yet. This is only her second season, so I respect that mindset. Again, if you're new with us, if this is your first time listening because you see Cam tweet this out or you heard that she's on the show, we appreciate you checking us out. Our plug's up top.
Give it to them.
Follow us on Twitter. It's at smashingheadspc because we were limited on our characters and we couldn't put the word podcast or pod.
And in the words of Hannah,
it stands for pretty cute.
There we go.
Our Instagram at smashingheadspodcast. Same thing on Facebook. Email us at smashingheadspodcast@gmail.com. Again, just check us out. And we do weekly shows, and we started doing more of these interviews, and we have some more lined up, some that have been announced, some that haven't. And so, again, if this is your first time with us, we appreciate it.
Stick with us.
Cam was great, and we will have a new show tomorrow night. We're doing 3 podcasts this week.
If I've said it once, I'll say it again. We're going to give you our hearts. That's our promise. That's our commitment. That's what we're going to do. So lend us your ears while we give you our hearts.
That's all we ask. And so without talking too much more, here's Cam.
Hey, wait.
What?
I got to tell everyone to have a good night.
Okay, have a good night. Here's Cam. We are joined by Queen Kam herself.
Queen Kam.
Miss Kam Williams.
Hey.
How are you doing?
Hey guys. I'm great. How are you guys doing?
We're pretty good.
I got to say real quick, it's pretty awesome to have you here with us tonight.
Well, you're not here.
You're not here.
Yeah.
I'm here. I'm over here.
Yeah, where actually are you?
I'm in Jersey.
Okay, that's what we thought. Yeah.
We do not pump our own gas out here.
Oh, we
That's
do.
That's where the beginning of the Queen start.
So let me ask you. I'm sure you have taken notice of our accents. If you had to guess, where would you say we're from?
Are you from Indiana?
No, but that's not too far off. I don't think I have much of an accent.
I'm the one with the
Everyone
accent.
says he sounds like George Bush or something like that.
You kind of do.
So there
Are
it
you
is.
serious?
There it is. No, we're in Tennessee, so Indiana's kind of right.
Nashville?
We're not far from Nashville, like 2 hours down the road. We're between Nashville and Memphis.
I love Tennessee. When I come down here, I'm going to visit you guys. I used to be a flight attendant.
That sounds great.
Nashville was one of my top 3 favorite cities.
We were going to ask you about that. Yeah.
I love Tennessee. Ooh, shout out to you guys. Oh, it's going to be a good one. It's going to be a good podcast.
That's great.
I have to spill tea in my favorite city.
That's what we want to hear. So, yeah, speaking of that, how long were you a flight attendant before you started turning to TV?
About a year and a half.
Okay.
How did you get into that?
Well, I'm the type of person, anything that I want, no matter how hard it is, I just tell myself that I'm going to get it. And one day I just, I wasn't really happy with where I was working. So I was like, what makes Kam happy? Then I'm like, traveling. I've always loved to travel when I was a kid. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to be a flight attendant. And as I did my research before I even applied to any airline, I saw that the aviation industry was one of the hardest industries that you can get into. Mm-hmm. But that didn't stop me. I'm just like, nope, I'm going to be a flight attendant before the summer, by the end of my semester, of this college semester. And then I found an airline that hired for the age that I was at. I think I was, 19? No, I was probably like 20.
So you're young.
But I was young. And most airlines, they started at 21. But I'm like, I need to start right now. I'm not trying to wait another half a year. Like, I want to be one right now. So I applied, and then it was just history from there. I made sure I got that job.
There you go.
Yeah, it's interesting. My wife, who I told you earlier, isn't here because she's not feeling well. She is deathly allergic to all peanuts, tree nuts, like almonds, cashews, everything. So flying is a nightmare for us. We have to board early. We have to wipe everything down with Clorox wipes, and as soon as we land, she has to go shower just so she gets the dust off of her.
Well, you should do that regardless.
Yeah, I know that. But
the way these airplanes are set up, I bring my wipes with me too.
Other than Nashville being your favorite, where's the best place you traveled to?
I'm Jamaican, so I always say Jamaica is just my favorite destination in the world.
Were you there a few weeks ago?
Yes, I was.
Okay, yeah, I knew I saw some pictures.
Yes, I was living my best life.
That's awesome. So were you like born and raised in Jamaica and you moved to New Jersey? How'd that work? Or is your family just from there?
I was actually born in Jamaica, Queens.
Oh, okay. Well, that's just ironic.
It's just in Jamaica hospital.
Yeah.
But
good Lord, you just branded all the way through.
Branded all the way through. And then I went to Jamaica. Then I came back up here when I was like 8 years old to live. So yeah, I just always consider myself a Jersey girl.
Yeah, I knew it was the East Coast somewhere, and I knew it was either New York or New Jersey, but I couldn't remember exactly. And then Jake looked it up right before we started, and neither one of us knew how to say the name of it.
Is it Pensacola?
Yes.
Hey, that's right. There we go.
You tried to tell me I was wrong.
I said I didn't know because I know there's like Schenectady, New York, and it's spelled real weird. And again,
what? See, you got Pensacola right.
That's awesome. Yeah, again with your Southern accent.
That's how we do it down here.
Before we get into like the challenge itself, I like to know, and I think our listeners like to know, like, what is your background with MTV or just TV in general? Like, how did you get cast for Are You the One?
So for Are You the One, it's so funny. I actually applied for season 4.
Okay.
Which they didn't call me for. And that was just like a long gone thought. I think I just randomly filled out something to get on the season prior to me. And then I didn't hear from them. And then one day when I was actually going through a dating experience with someone where I'm just like, wow, this person really is not for me. Like, he is not the one. I got a phone call out of the blue. I was at the wrong place at the right time to where I got that phone call where they're like, hey, we're calling from Are You the One? Are you still interested? And when I got that phone call, I knew it was meant to be just because of how everything lined up.
Because of how bad your other day was.
Whatever I was, I just knew that phone call, it was specifically meant for Kam. And I didn't know where it would take me, but clearly it's taken me here if we really think about it. But
yeah. That's funny. Like, the other people that we've interviewed have all kind of said the same thing. They applied for other shows, didn't get them, and then got called, 6 months to a year later out of nowhere. And, they've, I think one of them said he'd even changed his email or his phone number and they were trying to get in touch with him. And that's just funny that it seems like everyone goes out for a different show and then gets called back for another one. So I didn't know if you
Shout out to my love life. It's about to be cuffing season. So,
okay.
I was looking for that perfect match.
I'm assuming you didn't find it.
Oh, we don't even want to get into that. But.
So I'll be up front. We actually do not watch Are You the One? It's nothing against the show.
Okay.
I realized this past week I haven't even watched a Real World season since like Las Vegas, which was like Leroy's season.
Oh, wow.
And so we watched the challenge, and so when all the like Are You the One, all these new people come in, it's like a huge crew at one time for us.
Yes,
and so
it is.
We had to learn really fast who everyone is, and so
absolutely.
What's up?
So when you initially got casted for Are You the One, like, did you have something like the challenge set in your sights? Like, was that
your end goal?
Yeah.
The challenge?
Yeah.
Oh, no. So I'm also a YouTuber. So on my YouTube, I talk about this a lot on my channel. I didn't even know what the challenge was until they called me one day asking me to be on it after my season of Are You the One? And then when I kind of did my research, I'm just like, oh, I was a little bit bougier than I am right now. So I was just like, oh no, like I have to, like, what am I going to do with my wigs? Do I have to take my nails off? Is my nail going to break? I was completely against ever going on this show. I'm like, it does not look like it's for me. Everybody for some reason thinks that I played sports growing up, but I've never played sports.
I would have thought you did.
Yeah.
I never worked out. Nothing. Everything that you see on the challenge is strictly genetics.
You can just thank your parents for it.
My genetical background. Yeah, I can thank my Jamaican background for. But I've never been the athletic type of girl. So
that's kind of mind blowing, honestly.
Well, you seem like such a natural fit. Like from the time you came on in Vendettas, you just seem to already from the get go. Maybe you didn't, but from our perspective, you seem to just have an idea like this is what I'm doing.
Yeah, like
I know execute it.
Like I'm new here, but I know how to like get in and do my part and win. I mean, you made it really far for a rookie on a season.
Made it to the final.
Because I didn't come in as a rookie to fit in with a clique. All right. So for me with the challenge, I always kind of related back to my high school years. In high school, I was never the type of person to fit in a clique. I'm just like, look, I'm Kam, and this is who I am, and I'm gonna go on my own path. I don't care if other people are scared to do it the hard way, but I'll do it whatever way that I can, where I can do it independently. And I think that kind of sums up my rookie season, where I wasn't trying to get up under anybody or, okay, so-and-so can protect me. I'm like, no,
Melissa.
How do I earn my strength?
You got into it with Melissa.
Who? Oh, yeah. But I know, but that was for her best intentions. That was with my using my best intentions, because what people don't know about the me and Melissa argument is we were actually cool before. I never had a problem with her. I loved how free-spirited she was. I had no problem with her. But, she started getting feisty. Then that's when I had to tell my girl Sylvia, like, you need to be going up against her and eliminate her, which is what she did.
And that was a good elimination.
That's why I rock with Sylvia so heavily, which is the only reason why I included her in my master plan. Because she went against Melissa for me. I know, but I just kind of want to foreshadow a little bit because a lot of people don't understand. Why Sylvia? Why did you choose her? Like, is it because you guys are just friends?
I was.
She did me a favor, so I had to look her out.
That definitely makes a little bit more sense from my perspective because I was a little confused on why Sylvia, honestly. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that is pretty good foreshadowing. You're a good storyteller, and so
thank you.
Yeah, it's crazy that it's really only been like not even a year since you like premiered on the challenge.
Yes, not even a year.
But it feels like you're already like a pretty big part of like the cast as a whole, and not just like with what happened this past week. Like if you were to tell me you'd done 5 seasons, it wouldn't faze me. I'd have to think about it for a second, but. Again, you just kind of fit in right away, and I don't mean that as far as like you fit in with everyone. You fit into the show in a sense where you just seem to like come in and handle your own business and figure out what you needed to do to get far.
Thank you.
Well, I think the big thing about these shows, right, is like how important it is to kind of set yourself apart.
Yeah.
I think one of the worst things you can do, and maybe you'll disagree with this because it probably looks completely different actually being in the house, but blending in. But from an actual entertainment perspective, I mean, you stick out along with the Bananas, the Caras.
Oh wow!
Just as far as like, I mean,
with the legends.
Yeah. So okay, let me just go ahead and say, I said a few weeks ago, and Zach can vouch for me.
I'll vouch for him. I know what he's going to say.
I have already deemed you as one of the top 5 female competitors of all time.
Oh wow,
And
that is.
I will say I'm on record saying I'm not there yet. I think you have potential to be for sure because again, like I almost still don't believe you that you don't have an athletic background or anything like that. Because again, like. You just came in and you were like a wrecking ball when it came to like eliminations and like, you know, doing dailies and what you're supposed to do. And people were, you know, from the beginning kind of afraid of you. Like, you know, you just carry yourself well and in a way that doesn't look intimidated. And you can kind of tell when people are scared, especially when it's their first season. Like scared to go in, scared to do stuff. And so,
yes.
Yeah,
I know I'm just a fearless little thing, just not a care in the world.
Yeah, and you're probably one of the youngest people on the cast, right?
I am the youngest person on the cast.
That's what I thought.
Since my rookie season, I've been the youngest.
So how old are you now?
I'm 23 now.
Oh, wow.
That makes me feel really old.
Well, Hannah, who's not here, she's 23 as well, so she would
Nice.
like that. Yeah, but again, I'm the old one here. I'm 29.
And I just turned 28.
All right, we still in the 20s club.
Yeah, we're not too far away.
We're still out here.
Listen, 30 scares me. I'm 2 years away, but it scares
I'm not
the
scared.
crap
I'm
out
gonna
of
be
me.
I'm gonna be 30 in October, and I
feel like I'm about to be 30.
I've felt like I'm the same age for like the last 10 years, so I'm okay.
But
with it.
30 is the new 21, honestly.
Well, there we go. I'm ready for it.
You know
Take
what?
it. The queen said it first.
You made me feel better about
I
it.
can put that on my gravestone one day.
It is.
I guess just going into this season, what were your expectations now that you've made it all the way to a final? I mean, obviously you didn't end up winning. Cara won, but you know you made it further than a lot of people making their entire time on the show, and so going into this season where you kind of already strategizing like, hey, I'm going to make it to the end. Obviously, you can't give away anything that happened. We understand that. But what was your mindset like heading into this season?
My mindset, so I'm very humble, and my mindset in my head, I'm just like, all right, well, I did this on Vendetta, so I have to come in going even harder. And actually, so when I talked to a few of my castmates, I'm like, how do you think my second season is going to be? A lot of them told me, people are going to be scared of you. Nobody's going to want to go against you. Then I'm like, really? Uh-huh. Like, you think I'm going to actually have a chance to be comfortable? Then they're like, yeah, ain't nobody going to call you out. You Killa Kam. You made a name for yourself. And then I kind of had like an awakening and like a slap in the face kind of when me and my partner had to compete in the first elimination. And I'm just like, Kam, like... make sure Killa's here with you because clearly ain't nobody's gonna put respect on my name. Have the same mentality that I had my rookie season, and my mentality always remains on, hey, Kam, you're going in every single week. That's the mindset. I don't care if I'm safe. Clearly, even when I just had the power, just even how I arrived at that elimination, I'm just like, nope. I'm probably gonna go in. You're never safe in this game. I never get too comfortable, and I just stay humble and know, all right, each minute is truly a blessing, and like be thankful for when you're here because sometimes you could be here one moment and you're not the next. Yeah. So my motto is just never get comfortable.
I think that's a really smart way to play because again, like if you get complacent, you're gonna like have oversight on some things and something's gonna come bite you that you're not expecting. The thing that drives us crazy, the thing that drives TJ crazy, is when people come on the show and then quit. Because again, like you're saying, it's for a lot of money. It's for people are putting their lives on hold to be here, and it's just it's pretty disrespectful to anyone who wanted to be on the show and all that if you just were going to come on and quit and not take it seriously. So I like your mindset on everything because, again, it's for a lot of money. I mean, it it is, this season's a little bit of an anomaly. It's for $1 million, but all the seasons is for a pretty good amount of money.
Oh yes.
And so
yes, I mean, I'm thankful that I went into the first elimination and defended my title, because it was just kind of a wake up call to me. Like, wow, people did not see who you were truly on your rookie season.
Yeah,
clearly people were not putting respect on my Killa Kam or Queen Kam title. And that was an awakening that I needed that soon in the game, so I would never get comfortable. So I'm happy that happened.
So which do you prefer, Queen Kam or Killa Kam?
Oh, so both, but Killa Kam, you guys have only ever seen Killa Kam in eliminations.
Okay,
that's just when I'm on go. And Queen Kam is who you'll see the other 99% of the time.
Okay.
I have other personalities of Kam, but you guys just know me as Queen or Killa or just Kam.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, like, did someone give you those nicknames? Or those self-appointed? Like, how'd that happen?
Honestly, I feel like people gave me my nicknames. Killa Kam, sometimes because my name is Kam, people always called me Killa Kam in reference to this rapper named Cameron, but for the show, after I dominated my first elimination against a mercenary, they said, yeah, Killa Kam. And I'm just like, all right, that was Killa Kam, because that wasn't just a regular Queen Kam. But Queen Kam, I think I just got that from just my regular life. Growing up, my dad, my parents raised me, and my parents would always tell me that I'm a queen and that women are queens in general. So I call every girl a queen,
Yeah.
Every girl, every woman.
So I've always been told that if you're primarily called by a nickname, you must be something pretty special. I actually...
you think so?
I do, because I grew up, I played Little League baseball.
Okay.
And no, I have a point to this. We're talking nicknames here. We got Queen Kam and Killa Kam. So for me... I grew up playing Little League baseball, and on the back of my jersey, it had my name, and it spelled out Jingle, right? And so initially in elementary school, I'm getting made fun of for that name.
His last name is Ingle, so they just combined him like Jake Ingle. Yeah.
So initially it was like, oh my gosh, what a dumb nickname, Jingle. What does that mean? And then, but it caught on in high school.
It did.
Everybody called me Jingle. I still get called Jingle a lot, so I can understand the importance of a nickname, a strong nickname, like Queen Kam or Killa Kam.
Yes.
So I don't think Jingle compares, by the way.
Yeah, you just I don't think those have the same like fierceness to it.
No. Nobody's intimidated by Jingle.
I know. I mean, it's not like I told the challenge to call me Queen or Killa. They just do, Like, I didn't tell anybody they have to call me anything, but I think the names, I just naturally prove that I am worthy of these names.
Yeah.
So, I'm appreciative of it, and it, I'm very thankful for that as well.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's good to have a reputation, but it's one thing to back it up, and I think you're kind of, again, your mindset on things makes a lot of sense.
Let me ask you this, Zach. How do you feel being in the presence of two people with pretty strong nicknames?
Well, she has two strong
She
nicknames.
does, but you don't have a nickname.
Yeah, well, so the closest I probably ever had to a nickname was my best friend's mom growing up just called me Shaq because he was like the biggest NBA player at the time. But that doesn't really count because that was somebody else's name, and I was a very small blonde white boy, and so
maybe we can make a nickname up for you by the end of this podcast.
Yeah, maybe
We can figure that out. We can figure that out.
But you know what? Even though I call all girls queen, I call men kings too.
Got
kings.
it.
Yeah, absolutely. Everybody's royalty around here.
I like that.
It's just respectful.
Yes.
So when you initially agreed to come on to this season, you find out Melissa is your partner. What is your initial response once you find that out?
I found out that Melissa was my partner. All right, this is the thing. This is what separates me from a lot of people on the show. a lot of people on here, they come and they're always caught up in a lot of drama. A lot of people come on here and they get caught up in like romances. I come here for the money.
Yeah, I was going to ask. I didn't think you were involved in any like romantic stuff last season, at least.
No, because I come for the money. For me, it's just like it's go time.
It's smart.
Yeah.
It's
Listen,
a job.
When I went on Are You the One, I went there for love. I tried it out. My best friend slept with my perfect match. It didn't work. I'm not gonna keep letting history repeat itself. I'm not.
Yeah.
I can't. So on this challenge show, I'm here. Like, what's the grand prize? Like on Are You the One, it was you get love and money. On the challenge, the only prize is money. So that's all I'm here to compete for. I'm not here to get distracted, and I'm not here to change who I am. I'm not here to kiss nobody's ass. I'm here for the end goal, the long-term goal.
Yeah, it's essentially like a job for like 2-3 months out of the year, and you're taking time away from your family and your friends and all that, and you're isolated and you don't have your phone and internet and all that stuff. So again, I don't blame you at all for taking it that way. Like the people that get so caught up in like getting all their emotions. Me and Jake have been watching the show since probably like 2005.
Oh wow!
And so we've seen this happen like over and over again. The people that get all caught up in their feelings, it messes with their strategies.
Yeah, it does. And
well, I mean, even going to Cara this season, it's weird. Watching her this season is very weird from a viewer perspective.
Really?
Yeah, it really is because we've watched her since Fresh Meat 2, which is like 2009, and this season's strange. And I think it's the whole dynamic of Kyle and their weird relationship, and again, it messes with you.
I mean, I could only imagine, but that's definitely something I can't relate to. Because I'm here to actually be a competitor.
That's something we should do. Just not even worry about the Kyle stuff anymore.
Yeah. I mean, anybody could tell you, they're like, the only time you see Kam is when she's in her bed, covered in my fur, of course.
Yeah.
When she's in the kitchen, because I love to cook. If you catch me in the kitchen, I might make you something if something's left over. Or, so 2 places so far, but the 3rd place you'll ever see me is in eliminations. So bed, kitchen, or eat, sleep, or in eliminations. That's where you'll see me.
So speaking of eliminations, there was a little bit of a controversy going back to the elimination you talked about earlier.
Which one?
The one with Pauly and Natalie.
Mm-hmm.
So after it came out, there was even some people on the cast that were like, hey,
Oh, the equalizers.
Yeah, Pauly had X number of bands and Kam only had this and whatever. Do you want to speak to that? What happened? What do you think this, your take on it is? We talked to Marie about it, I think, and she was like, listen, put Zach in Pauly's position and then put me in Kam's position, like it wouldn't have been the same outcome. Like it's not like the bands themselves made it a different.
Yeah, I mean, for me, honestly, I think because I had this Killa title in front of my name for when I'm Killa Kam, I don't know if people think I'm a man and I can perform on the same strength as a man. First of all, I'm a woman. Yeah. Second of all, forget the entire equalizer part. The only reason that we won and they lost is because I'm great at eliminations and Natalie sucks at eliminations, and that's no shade.
She's lost 2 already.
Okay, but
that we've seen.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. But when you look even at that puzzle from that elimination, she had a lot of pieces in there, but none of them were put together.
Right.
Yeah.
For me, even before I knew that I'd even be performing in eliminations that night, before they even called me out, you know what I did? I saw the red side, which was on the left, and the blue side. I saw that there were cubes. Before they even called me out, I was observing, and I actually put both puzzles together in my head before I even started and knew that I'd be performing. She said my name. TJ asked them who you picked. They said my name. And then that just kind of annoyed me a lot because I'm having flashbacks like, wow, this is about to be exactly like my rookie season. And, just like a whole bunch of other stuff. Like I was just helping her on a bus, like how to calm down her nerves. And you're going to try to call me out. But whatever. Before we started, we walked by the cages to get geared up. Then the key to the puzzle was on the floor on both floor cages. It had 3 logos on it. So when I saw that on the floor, I'm like, oh, this is the puzzle we have to build. And it was logo based. So I already knew what pieces. I told Kaylee, I'm like, girl, the pieces, the order I'm handing you my pieces in is how you need to piece them together. Every piece is going to match. So make sure you're putting them together as I hand them to you, because I handed them to her like if MTV logo was on side, I handed her that entire logo, and I had to fill in the other side, then the other side, and then we were done. Like I already pieced it together in my head, but I think that elimination also it should have foreshadowed to the rest of the cast. Oh wow, Kam is smart and she has a brain. What else can she do with that brain? She wasn't expecting to go into this eliminations really, because I thought both of our teams were good with each other, but clearly not. She chose us because she thought she'd win against us, not because of the vendetta her and my partner had. I don't believe that. You choose whoever you think you're going to beat. Yeah. And I've learned first-handedly, just being an all-girls team, we're just easily targeted. They think, people might think that Killa Kam is strong, but they thought that my partner, Princess Kaylee, they thought that my partner, they thought that because, sometimes Kaylee is ditzy, I'm not going to lie, but they thought that she was a layup. And one thing I hate more than anything in this world is, like, how dare you label someone? Like, I just don't like labels. Don't label my partner as a layup, and you think you can beat her knowing that the queen, the Killa, is on her side. Well, put some respect on my short ass legacy. Like she didn't put some respect on it.
Yeah, she didn't even go into elimination last season because she left on her own.
Yes, she left, so no one knew how she would perform. I still Natalie shouldn't have picked me because I beat her already. You should have never picked me.
Yeah, I think that was a weird move on their end. I don't know. It was strange.
But this is part of the reason I have you already in my top 5 is because you display so many leadership qualities, right? And like watching you during that elimination, like you're not like berating her, right? Like, I mean, we've seen like so many competitors over the years just like abuse their partners.
They don't know how to communicate. Yeah.
But you're over here.
Coach Kam, you saw.
There's another one, Coach Kam.
There's another one, Coach Kam.
But it's things like that. Your ability to lead, to encourage, and then I think your mental game is just one step ahead and maybe even more of everyone else's, because I think we even saw it on the daily challenge this past week. Like, thinking back on it, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, like, I'm wondering now, like, man, was she not so much as concerned about the puzzle rather than let's just make sure we're at the front and we're the first ones out? Like, you're just you're so ahead of everybody else from a mental game. And I think stuff like that, you've clearly established you can perform physically, taking out the likes of some mercenaries and Tori Smashley, and I can't remember who the last one was.
Natalie.
Yeah. And so this mental game you're bringing to the table is, we've seen a lot of people do some different things, but you're doing things, in my opinion, we haven't seen before.
The closest was probably Wes. Which I don't know if you know Wes.
I did Champs versus Stars.
That's right. I forgot about that. So yeah, Wes, that was his big, like, he also used to be just like a super athlete as well, but his whole mindset was get in everyone else's head and figure out what I can do to get a leg up mentally, and I like that the most, honestly, because again, it's as much mental as it is anything. Because he wasn't playing
a scared game.
Right. Yeah.
That's what you're trying to say. He was, and that for my plan, that was everybody's biggest downfall. Like, we'll talk about it once we get to it, but that was everybody's downfall. And I'm really good at reading people. Okay. Good at reading people.
All right. So we'll jump into the plan in just a second. One thing I want to ask before, were you nervous at all that you were going to go home whenever the fight between Kayla and Melissa happened?
Oh yeah, I thought I was out of there, to be honest.
Really?
And I was super annoyed because my thing is
just messing with your money.
One of my biggest pet peeves is, I know, like, even just being in school, which is going to be a perfect metaphor, how some people, work in group projects and some people would rather work alone.
Yeah.
I was the type of person I would rather do it all by myself. Or if we were in a group project, I was that student that told the entire group, "Hey guys, you don't have to do anything. I will take care of it because I'm gonna make sure we get a 100% plus our extra credit.
Yeah,
I will we're good if you know." So I was always kind of good at taking that that leadership role and just knowing I want to work alone. So when I found out I would have her as a partner and me and her already got into an argument and I know how hot-headed she could be, I'm just like, oh my gosh, I'm about to be babysitting this entire season and I'm already a grown-ass woman. So is she. So I was hoping that she would be on our best behavior, but I was definitely very irritated just knowing that I might be going home to the same girl who made me bury a log, and if I didn't have to bury that log, that final would have had completely different results. Still a female champion, but completely different results. So
because they really set no precedent as far as when they're for sure going to send someone home or when they're going to bring in a new partner.
So we do weekly recap shows. Like we record after the episodes air and just kind of give our takes on it. Because again, we're fans. We've been watching it for a long time. Mm-hmm. There's not been a consistent precedent that production has set as far as when it comes to like physical altercation. Sometimes, if somebody pushes or hits someone, as long as the other person's okay with it, they'll let them stay. Other times, it's got to be like an actual punch. This one, it didn't look like from our perspective anyone got punched, but they just got into it and like there was a pretty significant like push. And so we didn't know what it was.
I wasn't there.
Yeah,
but I was kind of annoyed that I wasn't there.
The other thing is
it wouldn't have escalated.
Yeah, the other thing is sometimes, again going back to no real precedent, sometimes they have sent partners home, and then other times they'll bring in a replacement. And so we were hoping all along that they would just pair you guys together. I'm
happy they did.
Yeah,
I'm happy that they did.
Are you more happy that you got Kaylee as a partner now than Melissa, or were you a little afraid because again
I think if Melissa and I were to continue to be partners, that we would have been seen as the biggest girl team threat, just to be completely honest. She's
got a fighting background, doesn't she?
Yes, she does. That's why I was happy that she was going to be my partner. But with Kaylee being my partner, I think for me, someone that likes to take control a lot, I knew that Kaylee and I wouldn't be butting heads as much. And even my plan, I don't think it would have been executed the same without Kaylee as my partner.
Well, yeah, let's jump into the plan. We've been teasing it a bunch. That's what probably most people want to hear about. We were watching it. We'll kind of give you our perspective on it. And we see... I don't know if they filmed this out of order or what, but they showed you out on like the deck or patio or something talking to someone.
In order.
That was in order. Okay. And
yeah, I had another plan.
Okay.
Oh boy.
But they showed that, and I was like, I wonder what her plan is. And then you guys win the daily, and I start kind of putting it together once you start, doing your whole thing where you call everyone out. And we had to pause it when we were watching because I know Hannah. I think you.
No, I had to have you stop it because I'm like, you got to explain. It was so in depth that I had to have you explain to me what exactly was happening.
So let me give you my rundown on it, and you can correct me if I'm wrong. Basically, you were in the power position. You can't go in, and so you knew that if you told everyone it was going to be either Brad or Kyle or Joss and Sylvia, that everyone was so scared to go against those teams, and they would already think there's possibly 2 votes going on them, and you aren't a team that can go in, that...
Yes, I knew that. I studied the entire house. How many challenges deep were we? Like 6?
It was episode 7, but again, I don't even know if it was 6 dailies.
Well, we were X amount of challenges deep, and I studied the house, and I figured... I'm like, okay, this house is going to continue to play a scared game. And this is a scared game is just a foreign language to me because I don't ever play scared. On my rookie season, I threw all my grenades at the strongest female competitor in the game because I don't play scared, even as a rookie. So this is my sophomore season, and I'm like, I'm not going to continue to play scared because what happened to Derek and Tori could have easily happened to Kaylee and I. The only reason Derek and Tori got so many votes is because people said, man, nobody has them on their radar. They're not really that good of a team. Nobody's going to pick them. They're not a threat.
We've given Derek
so I'm like,
a hard
that could have
time.
easily happened to me. So that scared me. Like, you guys were voting for Derek and Tori because you think nobody would vote for them. Same with my team. We were allied with every team in the house. So that could have easily been us. I thank God that it wasn't, but that could have easily been Kaylee and I, which is really what made me wake my savage up. I had to tell Killa Kam to tell Queen Kam, Queen, your kingdom is running astray and you need to fix this. So come up with a plan. And yeah.
So yeah, that was my whole take on it. Like, what was smart about it was that it had to be thought of once you were already there. Like, this wasn't something that you could have thought of beforehand because you didn't know
before winning.
Yeah, well, and I mean, before the show started, like, it wasn't like you could have been planning this since the last season because you didn't know how the voting worked. You didn't know about the double votes and all that stuff, and so
it was since Tori and Derek went out to their elimination where I was like, this must be stopped. So that's when I'm like, all right, I need to get the wheels turning and I need to think of something to survive another week in this game. That's what made me come up with this master plan, I guess.
Yeah, again, it made perfect sense once I started putting it all together. I will say I'll kind of hit you with this. Again, there's always going to be people out there who don't like it for whatever reason. The biggest criticism I saw was people were like it was again Reddit or Twitter or something like that, and they were just like, oh, well, production clearly like let her know that this was happening, and I was like, I don't
let me know that what was
yeah, exactly. That was my thing. Like, I was like, let her know what, and they were like, production helped her and like told her how to figure things out, and I was like, that doesn't even make sense from their side.
Aww.
And the only other
that sounds like you would have to be a favorite. Like, do I look like a favorite getting called out into the first elimination?
Well, again, the only other criticism I've seen, which I can kind of understand, this is that it was, quote, wasted on rookie teams instead of going like a powerhouse move, going for someone like Johnny and Tony or whatever. And my thought on it was, you had this planned out, but you didn't know 100% if everyone was going to burn votes the way that you thought they were. And so, you probably didn't have as much of a I guess, hesitancy.
The thing is this, with who I voted for, I knew that the house was going to play a scared game. All right. So pretty much, the plan I knew was going to either go one of two ways, right?
Yeah.
If I was on the other end of my plan and there was a team in the position of power that's saying we're going to keep this a secret, I would have rallied the house together because I didn't even tell my own partner what was going on. So to me, as somebody that would have been a victim to my plan, I would have said, hey guys, we're not hearing nothing. This girl isn't even telling her partner anything. Let's overpower her vote. Let's vote in who we want to vote in.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? The plan could have went one of two ways. The entire house could have rallied together and said, oh no, we're going to vote this team in. Get majority of the house together on a plan and say, hey, Kam isn't even telling her own partner. She isn't telling me. Cool. Let's overpower her vote so she'll have no choice but to burn her vote. So, yes, there was another possibility of where I could have burned my vote, or plan B, which is what happened, to where everybody burned their votes on each other, which gave me the ultimate power vote, because things were only going to go down one of two ways.
How sure were you going into elimination that night that it worked out the way you hoped?
Going into elimination?
Yeah. Like, had people told you, like, hey, I voted for this person, or were you finding it out, like, when...
The only thing, so, just leading up to that entire thing, I told Kaylee, I said, hey, I have a plan. You just have to trust your partner. I know who your number one people in this game are, and you just have to trust me. I'm your partner. Just trust that I have your best interest and your number one's best interest. And her number ones were Joss and Kyle. I just said, just trust me with that. The only thing that I need you to do is to do what you do and just stay in the gossip. I need to always know what the tea is, because I'm not a politicker. Kaylee is more so like a socialite. I'm not.
Yeah, I guess.
As I said,
that
I'm only in one
out.
of three places. Yeah, and that's why we worked, because she was a socialite, and that was my biggest area of weakness. I don't like, going up to people and talking to people like that. Or I wasn't as good at it as she was. So by the time we got in the room, she told me, she said, "Hey, everyone's burning boats," and I at that moment, I'm just like, all right, we're looking at all the teams on these screens, and it's like one team will come up and Kaylee's like, "Oh, vote them in." Then I'm like, "No, my alliance is on there. My alliance is one of these two people." The next screen will come up and I'm like, "Oh, let's vote them in." She's like, "We can't do that because my alliance is on this team." So ultimately it really came down to the rookies. Mm-hmm. And one of the rookie teams, I told someone on there, I'm like, "I won't say your name." So I'm just like, in the back of my head that entire time, I'm like, I already told her I won't say her name. And I'm going to feel really bad if I do, because my word is really my word. And it left me, my plan left me with just one team to choose.
I mean, yeah, I get it from that side of things.
So here's why I think that plan is so fascinating is not only did it work, and we've seen a lot of things different competitors have tried to do in the past work, but I can't remember a time where someone put fear into the other competitors the way you did. Because there were even these...
even Shane was like, "I'm not messing with her anymore."
And there were some others that were like, "Yeah, I'm not crossing Kam anymore after this." And so, like, you left your mark. Like, not only did this thing work, but now you've left a mark to where, like, people are making statements such as, "I'm not crossing her again."
Good. And I hated that it had to get taken that far, because here I am since my rookie season. Like, I'm a cool girl. Clearly, you guys see how physically strong I am. Then to go into my sophomore season, getting called out first, which was a huge slap in the face. So I'm like, oh, I have to prove to all of these people I'm more than a physical competitor. I don't run around the house saying that I'm the queen just for the fun of it and because I like my comfortable fur throw. I don't call myself the queen because I just have a sense of entitlement. No. I'm gonna back it up. I'm gonna show you guys that if I want this to be my kingdom, it can be, and for me, it's optional. All right. So that's why I did it. You guys, they forced me. It's like them doubting me kind of forced me to show, hey, I'm not dumb.
They had it coming.
I have a brain. I have a 4.0 GPA. Hey. I beat Natalie and Polly in that elimination. You know why? Because I'm smart. Because I have a 4.0 GPA. Yeah, and I knew to piece both puzzles together. Yeah. They think I'm dumb or something. And to me, it's a slap in the face. Like, put some respect on my education and on my intellect.
So
I'm not just physically strong.
Going back to that first elimination, MTV did not show that you like handed them to her in order or anything like that. And the way that they edited it, like, I get it. They want to make it more dramatic. Like, they were trying to show that, like, Natalie was close, but then if they would do, like...
She was not close.
I know. When they did a wide shot and, like, showed you guys, but you could see them in the background, I told them at one point, I was like, they're not even close to them. They're making it look a lot closer than what it really is, but... yeah, I
guess for the dramatic effect.
But. Yeah, again, they're just trying to make it as, good of TV as they can. But I mean, I just don't see anyone else talking about other equalizers. But no. Queen Kam calls herself the queen, so that's what comes with the territory. Is like a lot of hate and a lot of doubt and a lot of, oh, you only won because of this, you only won because of that, and it's cool. But a win is a win, right?
But here's the thing: you can say that stuff. You can deem yourself Queen Kam and Killa Kam because you back it up. Like,
and the thing is, people get mad that I call myself a queen. I never said I'm the queen of the challenge. I've never said that.
Right.
I pay homage to all the greats that came before me, to everybody that came before me. I pay homage, like, wow, you guys paved the way. Like, I pay homage to everybody.
Yeah.
And I don't think I'm the queen of the challenge. Every time I tell Cara that she's the queen, she stops me in my tracks like, no, you're the queen. Don't ever call me the queen. I am your knight. I am not the queen. You're the queen. Then I'm just like, oh my, she can't even let me call her the queen. Cara Maria will not allow me to call her the queen of the challenge. She's like, no, Kam, you're the queen. I am your knight. I am at your service. Like, that is how Cara is. It's so funny.
And she's probably one that you probably deemed queen. Like, if you're going to deem any of these girls queen of the challenge.
Absolutely. Why
Cara.
not?
She's
Queen Cara.
Yeah.
Good.
She's definitely
Queen Cara. I pay homage.
Yeah, like the female face of the show right now, for sure. I mean, she's the only like single winner of the show, so I mean,
yeah, and I'm happy she's paving the way for women, because my biggest thing in this game from the moment I walked in, as I said, like I wasn't interested in even coming here, but one thing I really wanted was just to see female winners. I just wanted to see just girls winning. I didn't care if it was me or not. I just wanted to see a woman winning, because not even in this show, but I just find even in the workforce and in like a lot of industries, I worked in aviation, just like everywhere, it's always mostly male dominated. And I just love seeing women just excel and strive and just showing, yeah, I can do this by myself, even without the help of a man, and I can beat these guys, and I can execute my plan better than any of these guys ever have when we've had the same power. So that's just my goal, just to show that us women in general, we do our thing. No offense, fellas, but we do our thing.
No,
we should have a female president. That's what I'm trying to prove.
So was there ever a thought like in your mind of holding out your plan until later, or were you just like, hey, we won, we don't know when we're going to win a daily again, we got to use it now?
The thing with using my power, as you said, I didn't know when would be another chance for me to be in power, because I'm looking at other teams that are stronger than me, and my partner and I like, wow, it's going to be hard to beat them at who knows what. Yeah. So for me, it wasn't about, okay, should I just make a power move now? My entire purpose was just to prove that when a girl is in power, we can execute our power better than any of the guys ever had. The game is going to be ran differently if a girl is in power. And that was just my entire point. That's all I wanted to prove. It wasn't a Kam thing or all praise Queen Kam. It was not that type of time. It was just, wow, girl power. Girls really do it better. That's all I wanted to show, that us women, when we're in power, we can really make a mark.
So really this, it's obviously you want to win.
This was for the girls.
Yeah, you want to win the money, but this is also about leaving a legacy too.
Yes, because I feel like the most respected people in this game, besides the people that have won, or it can go neck and neck, is people that win eliminations and make power moves, that I've just made. And I think I've hit every mark as far as proving myself in elimination and proving myself politically. And now I'm just hoping that with that background, people will take me more seriously moving forward. Mm-hmm. But hey, it's hard to earn your respect out here. I've never had an easy ride in life, and I'm not expecting one now. I don't care what my legacy is. I'm not expecting an easy ride. So I think that's just what keeps me very grounded.
I will say, going on a little lighter note here, the fur throw just set everything off.
Yeah, I think TJ even brought it up when he came out. Yeah.
If I don't know, I mean, let's be honest, it worked, but I don't know that it has the effect it does without the fur throw.
Yeah.
I think the throw added the dramatic effect.
Yeah.
I'm just like, each season I might bring on a different throw.
I think that's a great idea.
Right now I'm chilling with that same throw on my bed right now.
Awesome.
I think the picture we're going to use for the thumbnail for this episode is going to have you in like sitting with that on.
It should be.
Please, could you?
Yeah, that was my plan.
Yeah, even in my first deliberation on vendettas, I had my gray throw, but now I have the white throw. So
yeah, it's the white one. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So yeah, again, I think you've definitely made an impact way quicker than what I would have expected, just considering, the people coming in, some of them from Are You the One or from other shows or whatever, they come in, they've come off a dating show, and this is completely different. And so, it's a different mindset, like you said. You're in a space where, well, the last one was for, love or whatever, but this one, this is money, and it's my job to make sure that I do everything I can to get money on this show. And so, the worst thing you could do is
tunnel vision. That's what I call it.
Vision. The worst thing you can do is be someone who's on the show that just kind of like tries to sit back and ride their way to the final, because most of the time those people get picked off along the way anyway, and then they also are not good on television, and they don't give good interviews, and they don't get into any sort of like interesting storyline, because at the end of the day it is a TV show as well. It's competition, but it's also a TV show, so it's gotta hit both marks.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I feel like I came into here just trying to lay low, trying to mind my own business, but everything else, like drama, arguments, and stuff like that, they just kind of came my way. They honestly, eliminations, and that just came my way. That's not anything that I expected. And drama, like petty little arguments, it just came my way. It wasn't my intentions, but they came my way, and I dealt with them.
Again, if you're someone in the house that people are afraid to go against or whatever, there's always going to be people trying to come at you in some way, to just, even if it's just to get on your side or to try to start. Because again, they've been doing this like vendettas or rivals angle for the last like 3 or 4 years. Someone may try to start something with you this season, hoping you might be partners down the road.
And I hate that. Yeah. I honestly hate that.
I kind of hate it, especially when it's like outside of the show, when people just try to like fight on Twitter just in order to like get on a team down the road. You can kind of tell when it happens sometimes.
That is just sad to me, because like that is honestly sad, because like that just shows just some people just really don't have a life out, outside of a phone call or something. It's just sad. Because for me, I would be, as I said, I've never tried to make an impact. Even since this episode with the Queen's Plan, since it aired, a lot of challenge viewer vets have reached out to me that have been watching this show since it first started. Then everybody's telling me that I made history, and wow, this is one of the most well executed plans they've ever seen in the challenge history. And I didn't try to make that history. It's just, I guess it's just something that was meant to be, and that's just something that happened. And not everybody will get a chance to make that mark, and I don't know if that's what some people strive to do. I mean, not even just to like make history, but just to try to be a part of something.
Yeah.
But I've never tried to do anything. It just naturally happened, is what I'm trying to say. Like it just happened. I didn't try to make history. It happened, or I didn't try. Like it just happened. Everything happens. What's meant to be will be.
Well, here's what I'll say is that. So I told you earlier that I've already got you in my top 5, right? And some people are going to hear that, and they're going to think, well, he's just kissing up to her. Because
if this is your first episode, like this is not new territory for us. Like we again, we're fans, and we've talked about this week to week as we've been watching this season.
But all you've done coming on here is basically confirm everything, talking about your approach to all this, because it almost comes off as if you're not worried about all the minutia, all this crazy stuff within the house. Like you're playing the game, and what happens, and the impact. Like you've left this impact, and I stand by it. Like I'm by no means trying to suck up to you or anything. You are top 5. I've called it. This may be your second season, but. Killa Kam, Queen Kam, all of them. Coach Kam has already made their stamp on the challenge.
I do agree with that for sure.
That just is what it is.
I really appreciate it. I honestly do. Thank you so much. That means a lot.
I mean, it's definitely, again, it doesn't seem like it's only been like a season and a half at this point. Like, It's pretty crazy. Yeah. The how do you feel about? Again, you're kind of newer to the challenge in general. A lot of people have had problems, like viewer perspective, on the pacing of this season so far, and we talked to Marie a little bit about that, and she told us like, hey, this next episode, it's really going to pick up, and you'll kind of, it'll get crazy from there, which was, the episode where you guys won and made your move. And so, do you feel like this season has like dragged out compared to last season, or anything that I know you said you didn't really watch it in the past, but the main thing is it's felt like it's been like 7 episodes, and we're just now getting into a steady rhythm of dailies and eliminations and all that.
I mean, I definitely understand why people might think that the pace is going slow.
Yeah.
But you have to understand that in some of these, what you might consider slower episodes, there are context clues and a lot of foreshadowing that you have to pick up to. Yes, because I feel like even for my plan and how everything was executed and how it went, there were a lot of things that you guys missed that were key elements to my plan, and it's only so many things that can fit in. But this season ain't over. This season is not over yet.
Oh yeah,
I can tell you guys that much. And you guys have seen Queen Kam, Killa Kam, and Coach Kam, and you're definitely gonna see one of those 3 personalities again, or maybe 2. You're going to see 2 of those personalities again, hardcore, more than you've seen before, and waves are going to be made. But what I really like about this season is that it's pretty much it's stripe time. It's time to earn your stripes. Put up or shut up.
I like it. Yeah.
Seriously, put up or go home. This season really proved like you have to be a challenger to be here, because it's going to be so much drama. It's going to be so much love, hate, tears. It's gonna be a lot. It's going to be a lot. Like my frustrations did not come to a stop after my plan, and you guys will see. In these next few weeks, it's a lot.
Yeah, I have one more quick question about that night. How big of a surprise was it when TJ was like, "Oh, hey, by the way, the mercenaries are coming out"? Like, did that like in your mind? Were you like, oh man, I wasted this?
Here we go.
You know what? No, when I really said, damn, mercenaries are here. The only time I said that was my first elimination on Vendettas.
Yeah.
And I've also recalled myself saying that on my second elimination on Vendettas. And from there, I was like, wow, I attract the mercenaries, but clearly, whenever I attract these mercenaries, it works out in my favor. So I'm just hoping that Kam, while I have the power or I have something to do eliminations related, and I'm attracting these mercenaries, I'm just hoping that history repeats itself and the history is going to work in my favor again.
Yeah,
so I wasn't annoyed because on the inside of me, I'm like, all right, mercenaries are coming. The rookies aren't going to get to go against each other. I was kind of relieved because Devon and I have had conversations where I told her like I wasn't going to throw her in. But I ended up voting for the team that I guess they burned votes on each other, which would have let her go in. So I was kind of happy to see that they wouldn't be going in, because even though I threw the rookies in, I'm still team rookie power, because I still do consider myself a rookie. It's only my second season, but I'm just hoping these rookies they bring out their inner killer, because that's what it's gonna take in your first elimination to beat mercenaries and take it from me, because I beat mercenaries on my first elimination ever. So I'm hoping that they can bring out that girl power that I brought out, and that they can defeat them. And especially as an all-girl team, we have to earn our stripes. Yeah. Kaylee and I already won a elimination, and we already won a challenge. So, for me, it's no excuses. Earn your stripes.
That's funny that you're saying, oh, it's only my second season, so I still consider myself a rookie. There have been other people that have come on and done one season, and then they come on and they're like, I'm a vet, I've been here. And I was like, well, not really.
No,
like,
I do not think
you went home 3
vet.
episodes into the last season.
No, I do not consider myself a vet. I'm like, maybe like how many seasons does it take for you to become a vet? Like
I don't know the answer. Yeah, I don't
myself a
know.
rookie.
I'd say maybe 3. Yeah.
Yeah, how about I have to go through my freshman, sophomore, junior, and senior year, then I can graduate to a vet.
There you go.
I think that's how it's
going
to go. It's just like high school.
Well, let me ask, just for a little tease, are we going to see any more diabolical schemes from Queen Kam?
From the Queen?
Yeah.
I know you can't get into what happens in the season. We understand that.
What? Yeah. The thing with the Queen is that the thing is this. I'm going to say that on Vendettas, I more than anything showed my physical abilities.
For sure.
Yeah.
And on the Final Reckoning, it's more so my mental abilities.
Okay.
So I'm gonna leave it at that.
That's a good
mental
tease.
for the season. Mental for the season. Because I actually show up and arrive to be a challenger, and I feel like a challenger should be someone that's physically good, mentally good, just prepared for anything. And I try to be that. I try not to play a scared game. I try to, I want to be just me. I don't want to be hiding behind anybody or politicking or hiding behind anybody's legacy. Like I'm not here to fill in anybody's shoes. I'm here to wear my own shoes and walk in my own shoes and walk in my own path. I'm not here to be anybody or take anybody's spot. I'm here for my own spot.
You know what, Kam? I think some of these new competitors coming in could learn a thing or two from you.
Yeah, again, it's I'm not saying anything like disparaging about anyone, but some of the people that come on the show are not the smartest. They're just really strong or whatever. And it's refreshing to have someone who can, think things through and then put it to action. And so we appreciate that. We're not going to keep it too much longer. We have a couple quick things. This was kind of a last minute interview for us. We got this together, and so we're going to try to drop it tonight. And so usually we have people submit questions if there's something they want to ask, and so I know what kind of our listeners want to know from the house.
Okay.
So we're going to ask the questions for them. Who would you consider to be the fakest person that's on the show this season?
The fakest?
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm going to say that the only person that you can trust in this game is first yourself and second your partner. So you have to expect everybody to be playing a fake game. So I'm not going to narrow it down to one.
Okay.
I think everybody has to know that there's a thin line between, the being honest and being fake, just to protect yourself. Because in the end goal, you have to be selfish. You're there for yourself and not nobody
and
else.
Again, the votes are secret unless you get called out on it.
The votes are secret. Yeah. People play scared all the time. And yeah, everybody has their own bit of fakeness, except for me, because I'm the queen and I'm loyal. Once you're part of my kingdom, like how Sylvia was, my partner was, and Kyle was in them, I protect my kingdom. So once you have loyalty to the queen, you're safe. So those are the smartest competitors in my eyes, the ones that are loyal. And they get with the queen team.
Did you expect Sylvia to dive as deep into like her crying character as what she did?
How great was that?
Listen, when I tell y'all that Sylvia rocks with me, as I said in the beginning of this interview, a lot of people don't know this, but on Vendettas, I told Sylvia to go up against Melissa. So she somehow convinced the Troika to go up against Melissa. And because of my idea, she wasn't supposed to go up against Melissa, but me and Melissa got into the argument the night before. And I pulled her aside when we were just us in a bathroom. I said, Sylvia, do you rock with me? She said, Queen, I rock with you. What happened? And I'm like, you need to go against this girl. She got in my face last night. I'm not the type of person. Can you just take her out for me? Then she did it. So she showed me loyalty, so I never forgot that. I wasn't going to have her running around like a chicken with her head cut off. I told her not to tell her partner. Yeah. I told Kyle not to tell his partner because I needed... Imagine I would have told both teams, the full teams,
That's
about my plan.
that's,
they would have had a fake reaction like that.
Yeah.
Oh wow, no, please don't. And they're not good actors.
And Brad's eyes would give it away. His eyes would just tell
Brad's
everyone.
eyes, he'd be blinking and chilling, and I'm just like, no. I need Brad, like people to know, like I need people to see fear. I use fear. I wanted people to see that Brad was in fear and he was selling it. I needed people to see that Joss was in fear. Kyle's already a good liar. Sylvia, she knew how to cry. So that's why my plan, they just helped me let my plan fall into place because of the fear. Their fear put the rest of the house in fear.
Yeah, again, Brad's eyes kind of tell a whole huge story on their own.
Some people can't keep a secret. That's why I didn't tell my own partner.
Yeah,
I didn't even tell Kaylee when I tell you she had no clue what I was doing until we got into that room and we had to pick a team. Kaylee had no idea. Like, she was freaking out like, Kam, wait, are you really going to vote for them? Because that's what the house thinks. The house thinks you're going to vote for them. You have to protect my friends. Like, Kaylee was like,
well, the more people you tell, the more of a liability. Like, you have 3 more people you have to worry about accidentally saying something.
Yeah, but I told nobody.
Yeah.
Sylvia and Kyle didn't know what I was going to do. I just said, if y'all rock with me, just play along and just keep your mouth shut. Just play along. Then they said, okay, Queen, we're going to play along. I mean, that's all I needed. They didn't know what I was going to do. Kyle really didn't even know if I was going to vote for him or not. I just said to play along.
Yeah, when he was trying to convince Brad was like, don't you ever do this to me again.
I know. And I feel bad for putting them through that type of stress. I honestly do, because even the cameras didn't show after I made my announcement, Brad was following me around the house and he was like, Kam, no, please just talk to me like I just want to hear your reasoning or da-da-da-da-da. Then I'm just like, nope. I was trying not to laugh. Well, like, nope, I don't want to talk to you.
The good thing is you had kind of thought it through and you had actually pretty decent reasoning why you would be throwing them in. Like you had backstory
this
with
was
all of them.
This was a strategic thing.
Yeah.
But I knew that for the Brad and Kyle thing, it was legit reasoning. Everything I said was absolutely true, which is what made it believable.
Yeah, the one thing I want to know about that night, which doesn't really have any effect on your plan or anything like that, but it looked like everyone was really dressed up and you either were about to go out or you had just...
We just got back in.
That's why I was wondering, but they didn't show any of that. And I was like, everyone is very dressed up right now, so I bet they were either going out or just came back. Because it would have
stretched it out. If you would have only seen how I was pulling people aside that night when we went out, and just really like getting into everybody's heads, that would have set the plan up even greater. But
so is everyone
they're trying to not
a little drunk at that point too?
Oh, I wasn't drunk.
Yeah, I'm talking about the rest of the house. That's why everyone kind of believed everything.
No, because when everybody woke up in the morning, everybody was still sober. Everybody was sober. And they were really freaking out the next morning. Gotcha. I think that night in the house, people were more calm than the next morning than when everybody woke up sober.
So the voting was the next morning?
Yes.
Like, there was no like day or two between it?
No, no. It was immediate.
Yeah, the one other thing I know people want us to ask is, who are you the closest with outside of the show? Not in the show itself, but like, do you hang out or talk with anyone like, daily, weekly, anything like that? Or you just kind of stick to yourself?
From the challenge?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm cool with a few people. I'm cool with my partner, of course, Kaylee.
Is it a big enough like friendship where you'd be like, oh, hey, I'm gonna fly to come see you like next week or anything like that?
Oh, absolutely. Okay. I would.
Yeah, I know that. Yeah, I know that's a big flight. That's like 9 hours.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna go. We're planning on seeing each other and everything. But Kaylee, that's definitely. I'm just so happy and I'm blessed that we became partners because, like, she's just amazing, honestly.
I think
everything happens for a reason, and I didn't understand it at first because we never really talked to each other. We didn't really care for each other. Not that we liked or hated each other. I could have cared less about her. She could have cared less about me, and we were fine. But like, I'm happy we became partners. I'm also cool with Kayla. Yeah. And I'm cool with Nelson, and I think I'm cool I'm cool with everybody. I'm a peacekeeper. I try to keep the peace. So in my eyes, I'm cool with everybody.
Here's
but the people that I talk to the most frequently are probably I probably talk to Kaylee the most at the moment.
Okay.
Here's the big question: are you cool with us?
Of course, I'm cool with
There
y'all.
we go. That's what matters most.
Of course.
Yeah.
I had so much fun.
Well, I've got one quick thing I want to hit into, and you can it'll kind of help give you a little bit of promotion. But so I've seen that you are somewhat of an entrepreneur. I don't know to what degree outside of the show, but that's something kind of unusual. It seems in the last couple of years, some people started YouTube channels or things like that, but like you have a business. And like, again, we are two white guys from Tennessee. Like, we don't know anything about wigs, but it's really cool that like you're using what you've got to like go out there and like have some sort of a game plan. Because let's be honest, like the challenge isn't going to be what you're doing for the next 20 years or anything like that. And so, do you want to speak to that, like how you got into it, what you're doing, and again, plug whatever you want to.
I mean, I have 2 business degrees. I have a business administration degree, and I'm still kind of anticipating my marketing degree.
Okay.
But I just have a complete business background. I come from a family of entrepreneurs, so that's kind of where I get my drive from. But even with my wigs and my YouTube channel, like it's been before the challenge. It's just something that I've always been passionate about. And
now you've definitely got a bigger audience,
for me,
though.
Pardon?
Now you just definitely have a bigger audience as far as like.
Oh yeah, now I have a bigger audience, and I'm super thankful for my platform. And I know that tomorrow's never promised, or sometimes opportunities are here one day, then you're not the next. So I'm just making sure I have a plan A through Z, no matter what.
Yeah.
Because I have that entrepreneurial mind set.
Again, I think it's very smart to go ahead and while you have this audience, plug as much as you can. Actually, right now, if you want to plug your website, plug your social media, plug anything like that, just go ahead and go for it. How can people, 1, see what you're selling, and 2, see what you're thinking?
The easiest way to find me is through YouTube, Twitter, or Instagram at I am Kam. I am. Everyone always has a problem reading my name. They're like, what is your Instagram name? It's I am Kam. I am.
It's a great name.
And for my hair page, for my business page where I sell hair and other beauty products like makeup and all that other fun stuff, it's Kam Collection. Kam and Collection with a K.
Yep.
KamCollection.com, or on Instagram. You can find us. Thank you.
Yeah, no, again, like we wanted you to be able to plug, what you're doing. And again, because we are a challenge podcast, but we know that you have lives outside of the show. And so I will say, do you have any sort of, like, how long do you think you're going to be doing these shows? As long as they call, or just as long as you feel like it? Do you know?
As long as I feel like it.
Okay.
I feel like in my life, I just always evolve. So it's just whatever I'm feeling on the inside.
Yeah.
Just to be completely honest. And it's whatever brings me happiness. If I don't feel right about something, or I'm not truly happy, happiness is always my end goal. So if it doesn't make me happy, I don't want any parts of it, because happiness is key to me. Good energy and good vibes is just key to me. So once I lose sight of that, I'm not doing it. I don't care what it is or how much money it's bringing in.
Well, yeah, again, I think, there's definitely some people who have turned this into like a career, but that's kind of atypical for most people. Honestly, most of them just don't get calls anymore, and so they just kind of drop off. But, you seem to kind of worked your way into the narrative of these shows, and we've been watching them for a long time, and I definitely think that you stick out as far as someone who's a competitor but also thinks through things and understands that it's a game, and you've got to be mentally strong as well as physically, emotionally, all that. So again, we wanted you to be able to plug all your stuff, and before you go, I got to put you on the spot because we teased it earlier. You got to give me a nickname before we leave.
That's right. We got to give him a nickname.
You know what?
My name is just 3 letters like yours. It's just ZAC. So, you can work with that if you want.
Could reverse it and call
Hold
you.
on. Wait. No. Let me think.
Okay.
I feel like it's gonna be strong.
I don't know. Wait, I don't. Either we're gonna save it for the next podcast.
Well, we can do that. Or you can hit us up on Twitter and we'll let you, the people know.
The Zach attack.
That's
I don't know.
Yeah, that's one that I have heard before. So
I'm sure you've heard. I want to come up with something unique though.
Well, we'll get back to you on that. And whenever you get to it, you can just let us know, and we'll.
It has to be something that rhymes with Zach, huh?
Yeah, I mean, again, there's all kinds of them. So, again, we want to thank you for coming on.
Yes.
Spending your time with us. We'd love to have you on down the road. You know, if something else happens in the season, you're like, hey, I want to clear the air on something, just let us know. We'll have you back at any time. You know, hopefully Hannah will be here next time. Again, she's just not feeling well.
Yes. So. Please tell her I hope she gets better very soon. I want to talk to her next time.
And again, if you want to come to Nashville, just let us know. Again, we're down the road.
I will.
And so
I have friends in Nashville.
Well, yeah. Again, I went to school right outside Nashville, so I lived there for like 4 years, and so we go, you know, maybe once a month or so. But,
okay. Nice.
Again, we appreciate you being here, and look forward to seeing you the rest of the season.
Thank you guys so much.
Thanks
for coming on. Thanks.
Thank you.